Okay, so we're going to be talking about the Secrets of Strixhaven Precons today. A first look, genuine reactions, because we've barely looked at the cards. I'm Fern, better known as Hydrozoa.
I'm Tsunami, better known as Tsunami.
And I'm Johnny, also known as Ghost of Johnny.
Keyword soup with Hydrozoa, Tsunami, and Johnny.
And we're going to be talking about, I'm going to have to pull it up, actually have an image here. So let me pull this up too. And slide it over here. But what I'm going to want to do...
Technology is awesome.
Yes. Let's start by talking about the fact that the new set, Secrets of Strixhaven, will be pre-releasing this upcoming Friday, April 17th. Which means that this episode should be coming out that day. Because usually I put them out on Thursday, maybe Friday.
Okay.
I'm going back to work full-time this week, so probably coming out on Friday.
All right.
Nice.
We'll see how that goes. So each of the colleges have a precon, and they're all just named after the dragon, the elder dragon, that represents or is represented by that school. So we have Lorehold Spirit up first, which is the white-red... or Boros for us old heads. In fact, 4th episode, I think I mentioned it, my Boros tattoo. Now it's a Lorehold tattoo, I guess. The commander for that one is Quandrix. And is he the only Planeswalker face commander?
Yeah,
looks like it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like
The rest are just creatures. He is a Planeswalker, which he is a Loxodon Planeswalker, but his creature type no longer matters because he is ascended. So, Quandrix, History Chaser, is a 4-mana, 2 red white legendary planeswalker, Quandrix, with a static ability and some planeswalker activated abilities, and then one last static effect. So let's start with whenever one or more cards leave your graveyard, create a 3/2 red and white spirit creature token. Then he has a +1 of you may discard a card. If you do, draw 2 cards, then mill a card. So he's a draw engine. He's filling your graveyard to help you, have things to leave your graveyard to make said spirits. And then his -4. His ultimate was what we used to call those, but I don't know if it's necessarily an ultimate. Spirits you control gain double strike and vigilance until end of turn. Okay, yeah, maybe it is an ultimate.
Yeah. That's pretty good.
And then his last line of text. Quandrix, History Chaser, can be your commander. Because they still haven't, made the decision to make Planeswalkers just commanderable, able to be your commanders.
So I thought that was a rule at one point, that they were...
Maybe they were talking about it. They did release a set of decks where there were 5 Planeswalker commanders. It was like Ob and Nahiri and some other ones. I can flash those up maybe.
All right.
But yeah, Quandrix has that line of text because he's the only Planeswalker. The rest of them are legendary creatures. Him being a Planeswalker is interesting. It means your draw engine's susceptible to being attacked. Because, when your opponents go to attack you, they can attack you or they can attack Quandrix. And he does come in with 5 loyalty, which is a lot for 4 mana.
Mm-hmm.
And he does have the ability to protect himself if, before you played him, put some stuff in your graveyard, you play him and then pull something out of your graveyard. Then you make a spirit, so then he at least has 1 bodyguard to start. What are your thoughts?
The backup. I was just looking at the backup commander too. It's pretty good as well.
I haven't looked at the backup yet. What are your thoughts on Quint, and then we can roll right into the backup.
Thoughts on Quint's pretty good. I kind of already like it off the rip because I like graveyard shenanigan things.
Yeah.
So being able to pull things out and then
We're very similar, graveyard.
And it's also a draw engine right away, which is nice. So. The only reason why I probably per se wouldn't play this because white and red's not necessarily a combo that I normally play a lot of. So.
Yeah.
The thing that scares me the most away from it is it being a Planeswalker. Mm-hmm. Not being able to defend itself at all is very rough.
Yeah, it doesn't have a removal built in or a bounce effect or any sort of way to prevent damage on it. Exactly. So yeah, it is kind of susceptible compared to the other commanders being creatures.
Exactly, yeah.
Is there any other thoughts you have about maybe the overall strategy of create spirits as cards leave your graveyard and then buff them in order to deal massive damage?
Yeah, because
I forgot to read that.
something leaving the graveyard and a spirit comes out. That's very, like,
Cool.
that's
It
pretty
makes
cool. I like
sense.
that.
If it's like an artifact,
On theme.
he's like an artifact historian, like chaser type. So if he like is digging artifacts out of the art, it's almost like the ghost in the machine.
Oh my gosh,
You know?
yeah. That's okay. That's a good way. to
But
put
if
it.
you have like, it's red and white reanimator, which is something that like white can do, and then there's also a bunch of artifacts in the theme, I believe. So like that's something red can do. So from what I understand, like they're taking the like tangential things that these color combinations can do and making that the focus. Do you guys want to look at Excava? I think that's how you say that, right?
Yeah, Excava. Excava seems pretty cool too.
Get it, excavate, Excava. That's what I think it is, right? Excavate,
The Risen
Excava,
Pass.
Excava.
It's a 2 and a red and a white. Has flying and haste. Whenever Excava attacks, return up to one target artifact, creature, or non-aura enchantment card with mana value 3 or less from your graveyard to the battlefield with a finality counter on it. Is a 1/1 spirit creature with flying in addition to its other types.
It's kind of like Sun Titan.
Yeah.
Is immediately what I think of. But it also does it. So it's a flying and haste 3/3. So it does it on a pretty good rate. For 4 mana, it's coming in and attacking and bringing something out that's 3 or less. So you paid 4 mana for like 7 mana worth of stuff. That's pretty good.
That's pretty sweet.
And it makes the thing it pulls out a spirit. And then if Quint is out, Quint will make a spirit. That's going to bother me, though, because this makes me think things 1/1 spirits, and then Quint spirits are 3/2s. So you're going to have a bunch of different power and toughnesses you're going to be keeping track of, which is normal anyway.
That's happening with elves, it's happening with the goblins, or some of them.
There are all kinds of toughness and power and toughness now.
There's like red goblins with Loro, and there's like red and black goblins now, so you have to remember which tokens you're bringing to the table as well.
I know, yeah. That's why I look at Archidect, look at what tokens the deck generates, keep those in the deck box.
Right.
And then I also have a box of extra tokens in case people need them. But yeah, so Lore... I saw that coming. So, yeah, Lorehold. It's a graveyard deck. It's kind of artifacty from what I saw. I didn't look at the deck list to see like what new cards are specifically in this deck. But if I had to guess based on the ones that are spirits or artifact-based or graveyard-based, it does look like there's a couple cool new spirits, which have always been a really interesting creature type to me.
Someone gets a Sun Titan in one of these decks. It might be that deck.
It might be that deck because it's the graveyard-based one,
I'm looking at it right now. I'm trying to go over.
Yeah, there's some pretty good reprints in these. Vanguard of the Restless is pretty interesting. It's a 2 and a white 2/2 flyer. Spirits you control get +1/+1 for each time you've cast your commander from the command zone this game. So then, like, if Quint does die, because he is susceptible, and you have to replay him, then he helps your spirits get bigger based on Vanguard of the Restless, keeping track of that. And then whenever a spirit you control enters, you may pay 2 and a white. If you do, return this card from your graveyard to the battlefield. So if you make a spirit in any way, you can bring this back out, which is pretty sweet.
Okay.
Yeah. I think it's a pretty cool new card. I think we're good on Lorehold, unless you guys have any other thoughts.
No.
Ghostly Prison.
I've taken just a quick look at it. It's just not something I'm interested personally. It's not something.
Yeah.
It's not
what are there,
style
5
right
of them
now.
coming out? Right?
Yes,
Yeah, that's
yeah.
probably not one for me either.
Yeah, I was going back and forth between this one and, spoiler later in the video, the Silverquil one, and I ended up going with Silverquil in the end. And I think Ghostly Prison's in Silverquil, because it's a politics.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking, yeah.
So I think we're good on Lorehold then. Let's move right into Prismari Artistry. And Prismari Artistry's a blue-red, or is it, in our old school terms, deck. It is a... Let's see, the strategy. Cast powerful and expensive spells, while also creating massive elementals with each cast. So it's Spellslinger, but instead of being like a 1 and a 1 and a 1, or a 1 and a 2 and a 1, you're going into like each turn just trying to tap out for like a 7-drop, or a maybe more reasonable spell, like a 5-up, 5+.
Yeah,
because with each of those, you get something with your commander.
Yeah, you get big spells, big creatures.
Rutha Mastering the Moment is a 4 mana, 2 blue-red, 3/4 legendary creature, orc sorcerer. At the beginning of combat on your turn, if you've cast an instant or sorcery this turn, I missed the word spell, I don't know how critical it is, At the beginning of combat on your turn, if you've cast an instant or sorcery spell this turn, create an XX blue and red elemental creature token with flying and haste, where X is the greatest mana value among instant and sorcery spells you've cast this turn. That's good.
Yeah.
Even if you are only getting like, oh, I cast just like a 1 or 2 drop because you just played her and then played something and then went into combat, that's still some value. But then later, like you play her and then the next turn you have access to maybe 5 or more mana.
You play something huge and then you get a big boy that can come in swinging.
Imagine
right away.
so a 5 mana spell gets you a 5/5 blue and red elemental creature token that flies and attacks right away.
Right away. Yeah.
That's pretty
It
good.
just comes in there swinging. This is honestly one of the. I'm like still debating between this one and then also maybe probably spoilers and to later in the video is Dina. It's the other one I'm going back and forth. Toss it between this deck and that deck.
What is it about this one that you like?
Well, I don't normally have this color combination as a deck already right now. So, and I've been wanting this. Is kind of, I always see blue and red as like the spell slinger type of deck style. Yes. I don't have a spell slinger, and this is like, as you just said, not very fast spell slinging. It's just like I'm coming in big, so I can get some big beefy boys, and they're gonna fly and hit you. And also later on in a couple minutes, we'll talk about the backup commander, which is who I might focus on even more.
Seems really good, yeah.
But she's also really cool. There's a couple things that in the deck. I was actually going over a review video of this deck. This is probably only one of the decks I went over a review for. And yeah, as long as there's some really good upgrades you can do to it, some really big spells they can throw in that will benefit off of not only casting the spell, but her ability as well. But
I just read one of the new cards.
Yeah.
I was listening to you, but as you were talking, I read one of the new cards because you mentioned new cards. Have you looked at any of the new cards from the deck? Look at that one on the left, the Composer.
To the left.
Composer. Yeah. Whenever this creature deals combat damage to a player, draw a card. Whenever you cast an instant sorcery spell with mana value 5 or greater, create
a token that's a copy of this creature.
Oh my god.
So yeah, that's exactly what you're trying to do is cast 5 and up then every turn.
Dude,
make copies of this. If you get more than one of these, you're drawing so many cards. Yeah, that's pretty cool. Okay. And then that last line of text on it, 2 and a blue, creatures named Light Motif Composer can't be blocked this turn.
Oh my gosh.
You only need to do that once because it affects all of your copies.
You know, I've been really wanting to put, he would be perfect in this deck. The guy I just got from fucking Avatar. The owl. Oh my gosh. Watch
Tongue?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think he'd be pretty good.
Maybe you have a home for it now?
Yeah, maybe.
So, Light Motif Composer, 2 and a blue for a 2/2 creature, human bard. I think this one's pretty good. This seems really good, actually.
Yeah, that seems very interesting.
Yeah. And then, so yeah, the main commander is really awesome, but I feel like the backup commander...
Yeah, let's talk about the backup commander. Muddle the Ever-Changing. 2 and a blue-red, so 4 mana, 3/3, legendary creature, elemental otter shapeshifter. Whenever you cast an instant or sorcery spell, Muddle becomes a copy of up to 1 target non-legendary creature you control until end of turn, except it has Myriad, which is pretty insane.
Yeah. So it just makes copies as you attack, and it's going to make
copies. It makes copies to attack everyone.
Yep.
So...
attack one person, hey. Boom.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Super, very, like, I'm like, oh, okay, wait.
So this just, something came to mind just now. It reminds me of Y'shtola, where I'm trying to make copies of her, and some of those are instants and sorceries that do so. So like Cackling Counterpart, Irenicus's Vile Duplication, there's probably a couple others. You cast it, this trigger goes on the stack, you make a copy of something. Could be like you make a copy of something gross in one of these colors, right? And then it gains Myriad. So yeah, let's go with like you make it the red one that makes you all Ancient Copper Dragon.
Yeah.
Makes all the treasure tokens. Yeah.
But the copies go away if they're legendaries.
Is Ancient Copper legendary? I thought it was non.
Maybe it is.
Also,
you're right. I
don't think it is.
But that was just a question in general.
Oh, in general. So it has to target a non-legendary creature to make copies with its effect, and they have Myriad, so that means that they get exiled.
What I'm asking is, would the Myriad copies of a legendary creature?
Yeah, that's why Myriad is almost exclusively on non-legendaries.
Yeah.
Yeah. And there is Blade of Selves that gives Myriad.
Right, yep.
So you have to have like Mirror Box or some way of keeping your non-legendary or legendary clones and stuff like that in your Myriad copies that are legendary alive. Otherwise, they'll die to state-based effects. Is there anything else we want to say about the blue-red spell slinging deck?
I do like. I was just looking at her artwork. The main commander. I like her.
Her art is pretty cool.
2 koi fish or whatever.
Yeah,
that's pretty sick.
Yeah, it is pretty cool. I think they're all actually pretty good. I like the art in the set a lot.
Yeah, then like going back to the otter, he's like half otter. And you look at the back set, it's like some fucking crab.
Lobster. Yeah, I was wondering about that. Yeah, it's a little weird. It's an otter lobster. So yeah, do we have any other thoughts? Or are we ready to move into Quandrix?
Yeah, no, I'm trying to see what other cards might be in there from like the old set, but it looks
there's
like
probably
some
good
ones.
reprints. Yeah,
some good reprints in that set too.
All right, we got Zimone, Infinite Analyst. So legendary human wizard. It's a 1 in Simic, so 1 in green and a blue. The first spell you cast with X in its mana cost. Each turn cost 1 less to cast for each +1/+1 counter on Zimone. Whenever you cast your first spell with X in its mana cost each turn, put 2 1/1 counters on Zimone.
And what class is she, or what what's her,
Quandrix. This is Quandrix Unlimited,
okay,
which is flood the board with fractals, hydras, and other creatures with variable stats, and pummel the opponent.
My first thought is you put a couple counters on her before you start putting your X spells, because that's cheating that much more already on her.
Right. Okay. The first one you cast would put. And when you cast your first spell with X in his mana cost, you put 2 on her. So the first one you cast each turn puts 2 on her, and the first one you cast with X is reduced by 1 for each one on her. So you want to get a counter or 2 on her first.
Yeah.
If you have, like a hardened scales type deck.
Exactly.
Yeah, a +1/+1 counter type deck, I should say. Yeah.
So,
okay.
This is where I'm going.
This is the precon you want.
I've been on this weird Simic kick lately.
Yeah, you have been.
It's
because turtles are green and live in the water.
I guess so. Yes, a lot of 1/1 counters too. I've always liked 1/1 counters. My Black Panther deck is a 1/1 counters deck.
Right.
So I think that's just kind of my style a little bit. Is a bunch of 1/1 counters.
Are you building around Zimone, or are you going to build around?
I'm going to build around Zimone.
Okay. Are there any new cards in the deck that jumped out at you?
There's a lot.
Because I was just looking at those X spell ones.
So,
they look cool.
Kinetic Ooze, X in green. This creature enters with X +1/+1 counters on it. When this creature enters, destroy up to 1 target artifact or enchantment with mana value X or less. If X is 5 or more, you draw a card. If X is 10 or more, double the number of +1/+1 counters on any number of target creature.
Other target creatures. Okay.
So
that's crazy.
I wanted to ask: are those effects stacking?
Yes.
Because usually it would say, and also if it were 5 or more, and also if it were 10 or more.
Does it normally say and also? Because I don't remember seeing that text. This to me is reading as you play, like if you played it as an 11 mana, X is 10, it's going to enter with 10 +1/+1 counters, destroy an artifact or enchantment with mana value 10 or less, and you're going to draw a card, and you're going to double the number of +1/+1 counters on any number of other target creatures.
So this creature, you got enchantment and artifact removal. You have card draw.
It's flexible.
And you have moving counters on another creature. Insane. Moving on. Another one I saw, Nev, the Practical Dean. Creature, it's a 2 and a green, so it's a legendary merfolk wizard. Creatures you control with counters on them have trample.
Yeah.
And whenever you cast your first spell with X in its mana cost each turn, put X +1/+1 counters on Nev.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
Again, just this deck is all about synergy of popping up.
I can see that. I like this one, the Owlin Spiralmancer. Did you have this one listed?
No.
Oh man, I'm surprised. This
Yeah,
one's cool.
yeah.
3 and a blue for a bird wizard with 3/4 flying vigilance. Whenever you cast your first spell with X in its mana cost each turn, you may copy it. You may choose new targets for the copy. So if it's like a Hydra or a Fractal, it's just going to give you another one.
Yeah.
But if it's like draw X cards or put X plus some counters or something like that, you can reuse those, reallocate those. That's pretty cool.
Tenazur Quandrix. It's your legendary creature.
It's your dragon.
Elder Dragon. 3 and Simic, so 3 green and a blue. It's a flying trample, which is kind of fun. You don't usually see trample with flying that often.
Yeah.
When Tanzar Quandrix enters, double the number of +1/+1 counters on target creature you control. Mossborn Hydra, anyone? That's already beefed up.
This deck needs Mother Goose or whatever it's called.
Mother Goose is in this set.
Oh, it is?
Yes.
Okay,
the,
cool.
The Goose Mother.
Yes, that's what it is. Yes, the Goose
Goose
Mother.
It
I
is
love
in
that
this set,
card.
yes.
It needs a deck, and this is the one.
Whenever Tanzania attacks, you may have its base power and toughness of other creatures you control become the power and toughness of other creatures you control become equal to Tanzar Quandrix power and toughness until end of turn.
That's cool. So they become as big as Tanzar.
Yeah.
Okay. As big as Quandrix. Might be easier to say.
Yes.
Okay. That's cool.
There's a couple more. The Ozlith of Shattered
Spire. Or Spire.
It's the hard skills, basically 1/1 counters, that many +1.
Mm-hmm.
But it was pay 1 in a green to tap, put a 1/1 counter on target artifact or creature you control. Activate only the sorcery. Just another adding 1/1 counters.
Yeah.
On your stuff.
Yeah, it's just another way to do that. Which you want, like you said, you want to try to get some on her so you can immediately start getting the discount.
Yes.
That's pretty cool.
A card I'm really excited for. Pull from Tomorrow.
Oh,
X blue and a blue. Draw X cards, then discard a card.
Yeah. Okay.
So whatever you're gonna get something you don't need anyways if you pay enough. So
there's so many of those X draw spells. You could run a few of those if you want at least a couple. If you want a couple to have access to like one a game kind of thing.
Silk Guard. We all know what Silk Guard does. I like the art on it.
Oh,
so
okay. Yeah, is this a reprint?
I believe so.
Okay.
Put X 1/1 counters on each up to X creatures you control. Auras, equipment, and modified creatures you control have hexproof until end of turn.
Protection spell, and it gives you some beefiness.
Yes. Entrancing Melody.
Yeah.
X blue. Gain control of target creature with mana value X. So you're just literally stealing someone's creature.
Yes.
Just full on. And
it could be any creature as long as they don't have hexproof or shroud. And if they have ward, you have to pay for the cost.
But yeah.
Still just that could be pretty good, especially if you're stealing something that's really low cost, because then it becomes a little more cost effective.
Low cost effective.
Because if it's a 6-drop, then you're spending 8 mana. That's your whole turn.
Something that's like a voice of victory that protects you.
That's 2 mana, so then you spend 4 to take it. Which is good because then you have a voice of victory.
Now
yeah, that's pretty good.
That's what I'm thinking.
Yeah. What about the backup commander? Did we talk about Primo? I don't think we did.
No, I haven't.
Okay.
I haven't really taken a look at Primo as much. There's just
how many more do you have?
One more card.
Okay, go ahead.
Expansion algorithm. X blue.
Oh, I saw this one.
Proliferate X times.
Yeah, that's really good.
Game ender.
Because the Simic Ascendancy, you just get a couple guys out with some counters on it, and then you proliferate X times, and then just put a bunch of counters on that. There's a bunch of things that does well with. It's even good with like Infect. It's like a finisher card. Oh man. Okay, that's a lot of good cards. Honestly, the deck does seem pretty fun. Let's talk about Primo, just in case people are interested in Primo. Primo is really good as a backup. I think you should just build around Zimone, because playing Primo feeds into Zimone. Primo, the Unbounded, is X green blue for a 0/0 legendary creature Fractal Wolf. With Trample, When Primo enters with twice X+1/+1 counters on it. Whenever one or more creatures you control with base power 0 deal combat damage to a player, create a 0/0 green and blue fractal creature token.
That's right.
Put a number of +1/+1 counters on it equal to the damage dealt. So it, like fractals, they grow. It's going to get really crazy.
The name wasn't hitting me, but yes, I remember reading
It's the wolf.
all the effects.
He's cool.
Yeah,
I think his
he
art's
looks
awesome.
Cool. Yeah, the art looks sick. Yeah.
I was going through all this stuff last night. I remember those effects, but when you were telling me the name right now, it just didn't click. But yes, the creating fractals. There's like some serpent where it's literally just an X. It just costs X, and it's flying tramples. We'll throw it up.
Yeah, we'll put it up there. I think I know what you're talking about, but
It's in the deck, so I'll be able to pull it up. So
yeah, is it the one that draws you cards?
I don't think so.
Oh, then I'm thinking of a different card. Do we have any other thoughts on Quandrix Unlimited?
I'm excited for this one.
Okay.
It seems interesting. It's going to be big, stoopy, stompy. So yeah, let's go
Big
for it.
stoopy stompy.
Big stoopy stompy.
Yep. All right,
That's the deck.
let's roll. That's it. That might even be the episode name. Big stoopy stompy. Let's move right along to the one that I'm gonna be getting. I pre-ordered. This is the first Precon I pre-ordered. I usually just grab them the day of, or maybe down the road. Silverquil Influence, the white black. In the last set, the Precon, the last time we were in Strixhaven, I looked it up and it was like really politics focused. This time, Silverquil is focusing more on, in this case, this deck, use auras and other enchantments to make opposing creatures fight each other while you draw cards and grow more powerful. So it kind of still is politics, kind of defensive.
So much in politics on this one.
Yeah, and the original one, Brina or whatever, the bird, it's like a heavy political card. She's in the deck.
Which you're very good at, so I picked the 6th in the deck.
Yeah, I feel like this is right up my alley. I feel like politics is part of the game I definitely try to like focus on and like try to use to my advantage. I think this one would be like right up my alley. And I like the card designs. Looking at the face commander, Killian, Decisive Mentor. It's a 1 white and a black, so 3 mana, which is cheap for me. Most of my commanders are expensive. 3 mana, legendary creature, human warlock. He's a 2/3. Whenever an enchantment you control enters, tap up to 1 target creature and goad it. Until your next turn, that creature attacks each combat if able, and attacks a player other than you if able. So since it's goaded, that means it has to go somewhere else, which is the whole politics thing. It's like sending the creatures the other way, at least until your next turn for a turn. Whenever 1 or more creatures that are enchanted by an aura you control attack, draw a card, which is extremely powerful because it's on your creatures or your opponents. So if you're putting an enchantment on them that goads them permanently or makes them like lose 2 life every turn, there's all kinds of enchantments I've been thinking about using. All kinds of enchantments. You put on like another creature, force him to attack somebody else, preferably, so that way you're getting the benefit. You're drawing a card and not really taking damage. And if it's on your creature, if you're enchanting it with like Gift of Immortality and it's attacking in, well, then you don't care if it dies. It gets you a card, and with Gift of Immortality, it's going to come back. And then Immortality is going to re-enter on it, which is going to trigger Killian again. Yeah. So there are a lot of like really cool synergies with this deck I'm really looking forward to.
Combo out pretty quickly.
I think it's going to snowball. I think it could be a really, like it might be slow to develop, where it's like, get your commander out, get your stacks pieces out, get a couple of creatures enchanted, and then kind of sit there until it's like, okay, this is my moment, I'm going to end this. Yeah. Hopefully. Just play a bunch of enchantments and kind of snowball and close it out. And, yeah, I think he's really interesting. He's not super strong as, like, you know, he's not going to be attacking and blocking a lot. He's a 2/3. So he's going to be kind of sitting and playing defense and forcing, like, the Inklings and various other things that the deck has for offense and defense into combat. Speaking of which, the backup commander is an Inkling. Skriv the Obligator is a 4 mana, 2 white-black, 2/3 legendary creature, Inkling bird. And the art on this one.
I was going to bring that up. The art is amazing.
This is one of my favorite ones in the entire set. just the whole concept of what it is as like a creature, the way they emphasized its face. Like I love owls; they're one of my 3 favorite creatures for sure. Creatures, animals in real life. I meant to say. Excuse me. Yeah, I love inklings. I think they're cool. This one has flying and death touch. Whenever Scriv enters or attacks, create a white aura enchantment creature token named Contract, attached to target creature and opponent controls. The token has enchant creature, and whenever enchanted creature attacks, it gets +2/+0 until end of turn if it's attacking one of your opponents. But if it attacks you, that its controller loses 2 life. So that plays really well with Killian because it's making the enchantments, so then it's triggering Killian to goad things. It's kind of political.
And it still gives you protection because if they attack you, they're still going to lose a little life. Dude.
But then, there's some people like in our play group, like Jason's going to be like, just 2 life, attack you.
Yeah.
Yeah. So this one's really interesting. I really like this one a lot. I think I'm going to build around Killian, but like, I just love this card. I can't stop. It's one of those things like, I could put that meme in where it's like, it's Frank Reynolds when he's in disguise with the wig, and he's going through the art gallery, and he's like, "Oh, this I love entirely." That's how I feel about that card. I love that card. It's cool. The design's cool, and I like what it does. There's a few other cards I saw that I know are for sure in the deck. Like this one, I absolutely had to talk about. I don't even know if I'm going to talk about much else, so that way we can go into the next one. But Gonjo Dynastorian is 2 and a white. For a 2/3 creature Fox Advisor, which is already cool. Vigilance. Whenever you attack with 2 or more creatures, this creature becomes prepared. Oh, but what does it do when it's prepared, you might ask? It has the reserve this spell Replenish on it, which is 3 and a white for sorcery. Return all enchantment cards from your graveyard to the battlefield. That is gross. So like when you play your Smothering Tithe or anything else that is going to get removed, as it should, this will get it back. And then you just have to attack with a couple of like your Inklings or whatever else you've got available, and then you get to replenish, which is crazy because it's repeatable.
And with Quandrix, I won't be able to Bajuka Bog, so I need to figure out other ways to counter that.
Soul Guide Lantern, Tormod Script. You'll have to find some other ways to stop it.
Yep.
There was another one. So speaking of Inklings, you're going to need things to keep yourself safe. So Forum Filibuster is 3 and a
white
for an enchantment. A little expensive, but the effect it has, I think, is pretty good. At the beginning of your upkeep, create a 2/1 white and black Inkling creature token with flying. When you do, return up to 1 target aura or equipment card from your graveyard to the battlefield attached to that token. So then you get to get the enchantment trigger with Killian, and if it attacks in following turns, you're drawing cards because it's enchanted with something, preferably. I try not to play this unless I have the full benefit of the effect, getting the full value. I didn't look at the deck that much, though, so I don't really know. I'm being honest, I don't know much else. Let me look at the black cards real quick.
I just saw a favorite of mine, Eldrazi Conscription. Is in that deck?
It's back, yes.
It's in the deck, so
yes.
Jealous.
I did see that one.
That
was
is
back.
pretty, that's pretty disgusting card.
Ooh, here's a good one that I know is in the deck. Coercive Impetus. 2 and a black, enchant creature. Enchanted creature gets +1/+1 and is goaded. Whenever enchanted creature attacks, you draw a card and lose 1 life. So since it's permanently goaded in this case, it has to attack someone every turn that's not you until you're the last player left. And when they attack, I get to draw a card off of it, and then the cost of 1 life is I'll pay 1 life to draw a card. I like that a lot, and it buffs the creature a tiny bit, so it's more likely to survive combat. So you get a little bit of maybe a couple draws off it before it dies. And then I did read the description. I read the 2 commanders, a couple cards I like. Do you guys have any thoughts on Silverquil?
It seems fun.
This seems really cool. I was also not fully going over it, but I was looking at that. I was like, that's definitely super, very politics.
Yeah.
Up your alley.
When we get around to doing our 4 Precon battles against each other, or maybe we can make it a 5-pod, say, F it. There's 5 decks, let's play all 5. I do feel like mine is the one that's going to be sitting there trying to control the pace of the game.
Yeah.
Screams from Within. Enchanted creature gets -1/-1. When enchanted creature dies, return this card from your graveyard to the battlefield.
Oh, okay, that's cool.
Gross.
Because you can kill a 1/1 and then kill another 1/1.
Maha.
Oh, I'm taking that out. I'm taking that out of this deck, putting it in Maha. That is gross.
That is beyond disgusting.
Oh,
That's
man.
a board wipe
in Maha, that is absolutely disgusting. Thank you for
Wait, that's Strange Within? That'd be really good with the elves, too.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, my God.
Oh, Morcant?
Yeah.
With the Morcant.
Gross.
I was kind of scrolling through right now, and I saw that, and it hit me. I'm thinking Blight stuff, and then I'm like, oh, Blight, and then I have oh.
Monkey C.
Yes.
Neuron activation. Yes.
Nerd went.
Yes. I just added that in real time to my Maha maybe board.
Was it the new
Yes. Oh man, I love the man.
I think I did the Yahoo. The old Yahoo.
Mm-hmm.
See, Yahoo was an old search engine we used to use. Children.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
I didn't mean to call you children. That was dismissive.
Yeah, no. Most of the people listening to this are probably our age. A lot of the people playing Magic the Gathering, his knees hurt. You know.
They do not hurt because of my age. They hurt because of professional wrestling. I say to myself.
Alright, so do we have any more thoughts on Silverquil Influence?
No. I think
we're good.
yeah.
Yeah, I think we're on that one.
Okay, so let's roll right into the fifth and final precon of the day. Our first look at Witherbloom Pestilence, which is one of the ones you're considering?
Yep.
Okay. It's black-green.
Black-green.
The commander's Dina, which we'll get into her in a moment. The strategy: create pests and strategically sacrifice them to gain life, draw cards, and drain your opponent before they can react. That sounds so good. I was actually considering most of these, to be honest. They all seemed interesting to me. The most was probably the one I went with, and then Lorehold and Witherbloom are battling it out because the Witherbloom deck does seem good. Looking at what Dina does, looking at what a couple of cards did.
Yeah, I was going over some of the deck list right now while we were looking at it.
Do you want to read Dina?
Yeah, let me see. So she is Dina. She is Evidence Brewer. She's in a black and green. Legendary creature. What is that? Druid. Whenever you sacrifice a creature, draw a card. This ability only triggers once each turn. Then you pay 2 and tap. Sacrifice another creature. You gain X life and put X on counters on target creature you control, where X is the sacrifice creature's power. Now, okay, it says sacrifice another creature. It doesn't say. I would assume it's definitely a creature you control.
Yes, yeah, because it's not much of a sacrifice.
Yeah.
If you sacrifice somebody else's creature, that's not much of a cost.
Yeah. And then she's a 2/3.
Yeah, she's a 2/3 Dryad Druid.
Dryad Druid.
Yeah, Dryad means that she is a tree person.
Oh, okay,
Yes.
that's what it is. Yeah, okay.
Mm-hmm. So, whenever you sacrifice a creature or draw a card, this ability triggers only once each turn. Is not that bad of a handicap with a sacrifice deck, because you just do it on your turn, and their turn, and their turn, and their turn.
Yeah.
So you're still getting 4 cards a turn cycle. You just have to have a lot of chaff to sacrifice. A lot of pests. The deck is all about making those, which I think the backup commander does too.
The back.
Oh no, he does. No, okay, I see. He's something else.
He's pretty awesome though.
Yeah.
He is pretty sick. Yeah, I was looking at him.
Gorma the Gullet is a 1 black-green 1/1 pest frog lifelink. Whenever another creature you control dies, put a +1/+1 counter on Gorma. So it just works with the sack theme. Okay. Non-token creatures you control enter with an additional +1/+1 counter on them for each creature that died under your control this turn. That's pretty good, because you could sack a lot of stuff and then play a really big beefy boy for no mana.
Mm-hmm.
1,
2, or 3 drops suddenly becomes a 10/10 or something if you have enough stuff to sacrifice. That's pretty crazy, actually.
Yeah, and there's some other cards in the deck too that I was already looking at that will gain you some good amount of life and that work well with the sacrificing theme. I know there's a Blood Otters in there.
Yes, there's that enchantment. I think it's in this deck, right?
The Master Chef Guillaume is in this deck.
Oh yeah, Master Chef.
My boy Guillaume is in the deck. Yeah, I think there's a few things in this deck that look pretty good. They're definitely my type of card.
One of the new ones too. I'm probably gonna butcher his name so bad. What is that? If you guys
Looks
pull
like
up.
it is
Reflecting.
Defiling
Defiling
Demogoth.
Demogoth. It's a 3 and 2 black. It's a creature. It's a demon. So right up Jason's alley. It's a menace. Whenever a creature you control deals combat damage to a player, you gain 1 life. At the beginning of your end step, each opponent loses X life, where X is the amount of life you gain this turn. And it's a 5/4. So I mean, it's pretty interesting.
It's interesting.
Yeah.
Dude, I was just looking at some of the cards that are included. It has Viscera Seer, it has Zulaport, it has Woe Strider, it has Smothering Abomination. It's got a lot of good stuff. You're pretty close to being able to combo off there.
Yeah. No, this deck is pretty. It's definitely a color combination that I like. Black green, but I already have a black green deck, so that's kind of the reason why I was leaning more towards not getting it, because then I'll have just more.
Something variety, yeah. You have something different, yeah.
But at the same time, I'm like, this deck seems so cool.
Wait, is Gilded Goose in this deck? It's the one that when it enters, it makes a food token. Is it in the Dina deck?
Gilded Goose.
That would make that makes sense. Okay,
Yeah.
Gilded Goose is one of my favorite 1-drops. I think it's a pretty good card.
Yeah, so it's a toss up between. It's also gonna feel like, honestly, we're gonna get there to day of pre-release, and then whatever it's if our local, like any of your guys' local shops have them available. I know they said something about like there being like a shortage of. I think the.
I saw the Precons might be delayed, or they might be a short stock.
Shortage
of the Precons and something else.
Ugh,
the
gross.
booster packs and everything else should be there on that.
Yeah.
We shall see.
Tender Shoot Dryad's gonna be in this deck too.
Oh yeah.
We should talk about that. That's pretty good. It's not a new card though. I'm pretty sure this is a reprint because I'm pretty sure I played against this card.
Go a new.
Tender Shoot Dryad is 4 and a green for a Dryad. That's a 2/2.
Oh yes.
It has a send, so if you get 10 or more permanents, or if you control 10 or more permanents, you get the City's Blessing is what it's called, and then that's like a static. It's almost like an emblem. You just get that for the rest of the game. At the beginning of each upkeep, create a 1/1 green Saproling creature token. Saproling creatures, or Saprolings rather, you control get +2/+2 as long as you have the City's Blessing. So if you play it late when you've already got the 10 permanents, you're just immediately getting 3/3 every upkeep, which is pretty good. Maybe a little slow by today's standards, but I do like that. It just gives you a body every turn. Seems pretty interesting.
Yeah, it's kind of
Dina Soul Steeper.
Yes.
Just Golgari, just a black and a green.
Mm-hmm.
Whenever you gain life, each opponent loses 1 life.
Yeah.
So that's you just was Exquisite Bond.
Yes.
Or Sanguine Bond.
Sanguine Bond, Exquisite Blood. You can put that in there.
Just put whichever Exquisite Blood is the one, I believe, and then you'll instant combo, right?
Whenever you gain life, each opponent loses 1 life, so they would lose 1.
And then you would gain.
You would. You would need the one that. Yeah, whenever they lose life, you gain life. Yeah, you would need that one. Yeah.
So it's another 2 mana to instant combo off.
It's a combo piece of those, which means like Veto of the Duskthorn should go into probably. Yeah, it's a pretty it's really close to being a combo deck right out of the box.
The second ability, pay 1, sacrifice another creature. Dina gets +X/+0 until end of turn, where it's like sacrifice a creature's power.
Yes, she's the original printing of Dina, so it makes sense that they included her. And Guillaume, I think, came in her deck. I think her and Dina were in the same deck. Him and Dina were in the same deck together. So it makes sense they put them in this one together.
It just seems just very easy to manipulate.
In
a good way.
Right. So we talked a little bit about all 5 of them. We talked about like what the commanders are, the backup commanders, a little bit of the strategy of each one. We don't need to dive too deep in on them because I was thinking maybe, because it's going to be we got 6 weeks for content until the next set.
Yes.
We could do an episode for each one of these, one at a time.
Yeah.
Especially the 3 that we like, whichever 3 we end up buying, and then maybe we invite on someone for the other 2.
We do some upgrades and say what upgrades we do.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Here's what we like about it, what we don't like about it, what we're going to upgrade, what we did already upgrade if we've already done that.
One thing we do need to talk about, though, are the lands.
Yes. Yeah, I was going to double check our notes.
Yeah.
So we talked about this, talked about some of that. Yeah, I think so. I did have these little, like, so Lorehold, Graveyard Recursion, Spirit Tokens, Buff Spirits. Quandrix, X Spells, plus counters. Witherbloom, Pest Tokens, Sacrifice, Life Gain. Prismari, Spellslinger, Big Spells. And Silverquil, Auras, Goading, Politics. So yeah, that is a brief summary again of all of them. So yes, the new lands, as Johnny just remembered, thankfully, because we absolutely got to talk about the Turbulent
lands, brother! Yeah! Totally tubular.
Alright. The Turbulent lands, to me, are an automatic staple in Commander.
Why?
Because...
because why? Who is going to have 8 lands?
It's
one player...
opponents.
No, an opponent has to have 8 lands.
It's opponents.
That's what I'm saying. No, that's what I'm saying. An opponent has to have 8 lands.
No, you have to have 3 people can have 8 lands among them.
Oh, so it's 8 on the table.
Yes. So if you have a 4-player pod, which you're usually, that's like the standard Commander game, your 3 opponents could be like on turn 3 with like 3 lands, 2 lands, and you're good. And it has land types. It's Swamp Forest and Island Swamp or whatever the other ones were. Yeah,
great. I just wanted to
know that Island Mountain, Swamp Forest, Plain Swamp, Island.
Oh my gosh, you can
Forest,
even more
Mountain Plains.
Yeah,
they have land types, so you can fetch them.
Yes. Yep. They're fetchable. They
have land types for the land types matter stuff.
It's just as well as the lands are like if you have 2 or more players.
This is definitely sorry to cut you off.
You're good.
A heavy commander. I mean, it's in a commander deck, but like
so, like now it goes fetch lands, shock
work
lands, these, and like then you start looking at your other dual lands, the slow lands, fast lands, check lands, the original duels if you can afford them or if you're proxying them.
Because these would not work if on a 1v1 like.
No, it would be like turn 9 or 10
if you're lucky.
In standard, you don't usually hit 8 lands.
No.
Well,
even when I was playing back in the day when it was slower, even a control deck was usually finishing with like 7 or 8 lands maybe, and then they had their Planeswalker or their Bird with a Sword or their Giant 6/6 to close the game out.
Yeah.
You don't usually get to 8 or more lands in one-on-one Magic.
Way.
But in Commander, there's going to be like turn 3, you're going to have this and be like, oh, you have enough? You have yeah, we're good. Yeah.
So of all the ones that the Turbulent lands, is there one that you like the most? Which of the art you like the most?
Well, since they're basically all just spirals, they're kind of they're giving like very much Uzumaki, like Junji Ito vibes.
Yeah.
I really like the one that's in my deck, the black-white one, the Turbulent
honestly,
Moor.
I have to go with this one being my favorite.
It reminds like when I look at it, it's just like I do not want to step there. I will fall into there. That's quicksand or something. I will sink and die. I do not want to go there.
Very, very cool.
It comes in that one comes in the deck I got, so at least I believe it does.
The one that's in the mind is Turbulent Wilderness.
Yes.
It looks like rivers that are growing right into
right. It's like it looks like it's going downward, so it's like there's going to be a whirlpool or something. I picture like the same thing. You're going to get sucked down. Like I do not necessarily want to be in these. This is very much Junji Ito. I don't want to be there.
It's like a lost maze, like forest.
A hedge maze.
Yeah, exactly. A hedge maze, which is a land.
Yes.
Yeah.
But no, the art, I'm really excited for the set. I'm excited for pre-release this weekend. I'm excited to get a look at the new mechanics.
I like the ones that check to see if you have 2 or more basic lands too, because the art, like on Eclipse Step, is cool.
Yeah.
I like it. And the art on Umbral Expanse, I think, is in my deck too. It's the tapped land with cycled land. I think this art is really cool.
I enjoy that they're expanding the land base and doing good mechanics.
Because I pushed the camera over, I've been like leaning off camera part of the time. So I've had my phone over here to reference whenever I've been looking off into the void here. So is there anything else you wanted to talk about? Any other thoughts?
Other than, I'm just really excited for the set. It looks fun. The art.
I imagine you are.
I'm super stoked. Yeah, I'm really stoked.
Strixhaven was like your first set?
Strixhaven was one of my first sets I like really dove into when I got back into Magic.
You got a collector's box for this one?
I got a collector's box for this one. I'm gonna
here manifest it. You're gonna open the serialized
MagicCon during like the release of this set, so like it's gonna be.
Originally, I was gonna bring Marlin as my bracket 2 to Vegas because I want to bring a 2, 2 3s, and a 4. But I think I'm gonna bring this. I'm gonna bring this So I think I'm gonna bring Killian and then 2 3s and a
I
4.
think you get 3 collector's packs since you got the premium package. I think I did.
And I got the
too,
premium
for-
VIP badge, so I do get some collector's packs. So I had a chance at an Emeritus. I also have a chance at a couple of just cool Mystical Archives cards. I did get a play box, so there is a Mystical Archive in those packs. Just I don't think you get the Silver Scroll or Japanese ones in play packs.
You do. You get the Japanese ones in play packs.
Oh, you do?
You can,
Oh.
yeah. You just don't get the Silver Scroll one.
That's
I don't
in-
think so.
Yeah. The Silver Scroll and the Collector Emeritus.
It's probably like a rare.
The serialized Emeritus is only in collector packs as well. The serialized Emeritus is cool, but like, it's a textless card. There's no words on it, and it's 2 cards in one, and there's no words on it. Why?
Yeah.
Oh man. So like, I'm looking at our little notes here. I think we kind of covered everything. We'll talk maybe about upgrading them one-on-one. Like, we do a video for each one.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
because also once we get an idea of what after pre-release what the
cards do.
Yeah.
We'll probably play a late night game
might
and
have-
maybe get a game in before we record if we can.
Yeah, because depending on who picks up what. So like, you're for sure picking up the
I pre-ordered Silverquil. And
I haven't pre-ordered, but
you think you're going to get the Quandrix?
100%. I'm
Okay.
I think I'm going to
100%
change
what
it
I'm
up. I'm
picking
probably
up.
going to get the
Prismari?
the Spellslinger one.
Yeah, that's
That
what
is
it
Prismari.
So then, if no one else picks up the Witherbloom, I might just pick it up, or we can.
So then we
go
have
in
2
together.
more. We need at least 1 more to make a good 4-pod.
Yeah.
But we could do a 5-pod. I know I'm normally against
Yeah.
it. I usually would prefer to just sit out. And I've even used the 4-pod as an excuse when someone walks up and is like, we have 4 people.
This may be an excuse since it's the 5 schools to make an exception to do
Just
a
do the
5-pod.
5-pod, yeah.
For that reason.
I think so. I think all the decks look cool. I think all the new cards look cool. I'll have to dive more deep. This was like a first look. Literally, I have barely looked at them before just now. Like, live, this was our live reaction.
Somebody didn't do his homework like I did.
Somebody
at 1
has a
o'clock in the
child and is married and has a lot to prepare for. I'm about to go back to working full-time starting tomorrow, so it's going to be tough.
morning. Oh, I'm happy and I have a good life.
Oh no, my good life.
Oh no.
Yeah. So yeah, are we ready to wrap? Any other thoughts?
No, I think we're solid.
Okay.
See, hooray! Ho!
All right.
Hey, I thought that's how you're doing it.
No, stretching.
Oh, hey, ho, hey.
All right, so I've been Hydrozoa.
I've been Tsunami,
And I've been Johnny.
and I'll always be Tsunami.
And we'll be back next week with more of a deep dive on some Strixhaven, maybe one of the Precons, or maybe we just do like a Commander Focus set review first.
Ooh,
Like,
we can also go over some packs.
yeah, crack some packs. Oh, I don't have enough pack cracks on the channel. We gotta
that.
crack some packs.
Crack some
I'll
packs.
save some collector packs for that.
For sure.
Crack
All right,
some packs.
see ya.
Or-
See ya.